Don't wait for that perfect entry. Do this instead. In this video, I'm going to break down what the perfect entry actually means, how to spot the perfect entry in financial markets. Remember, this is corresponding research. This is my own opinion. Please do your own work. Thank you very much. I do have a free newsletter. Link to that will be in the description. The perfect entry doesn't exist. Disclaimer, you can stop watching, boring video, I know. Hindsight makes every entry look obvious. If you were to go back to NVIDIA 2023, if you were to go back to Microsoft in the 90s, you could say, oh, this was the perfect entry, blah, 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 blah. But you can't see into the future. So defining the perfect entry is similar. It's so hard to say this is the perfect entry. The perfect entry is always somewhere below where price is now, right? The perfect entry is, Bitcoin November 2022 at 10 grand. It's the stock market doing a 80% decline. These are all perfect entries, but they're all hindsight. They're all, things that are speculation. You may as well be on Polymarkets or Kalshi, predicting these things because you're guessing, you're gambling at this stage, right? The only perfect entries are the ones you actually take. So it's a condition that you define as a good risk to reward bet, essentially. So look, waiting can be expensive. As I mentioned, people who waited for Bitcoin in November 2022 at that 10 grand level, they're still waiting. They're still waiting at that mark. And, missing moves is expensive. And waiting too often leads to that emotional buy. I didn't get 10 grand, I'll get 30 grand. And you've just missed out on a nice move there. So time out the market does have a real cost. So when you're second guessing yourself, when you don't have this criteria planned out, you're going to really be struggling. So what you should be looking for, not the perfect entry, but a condition you deem of value with strong risk to rewards. Simple, right? So an oversold condition on a meaningful time frame, a condition where risk to reward is good because of X, Y, Z reason, a level or a signal that aligns with your framework. You think a company is of value because of this. You think, because price is below this moving average, it's this. Something you could essentially explain to a 5-year-old. Something you're not guessing. This is the perfect entry. It's something you deem as a good risk to reward bet in your favor. Simple. So what's stocks like in practice? I mentioned a few earlier. A favorable price to earnings ratio. So, the rest of the S&P is overbought. This stock's oversold. Let's say Microsoft right now could be one. I don't know what the P ratio is, but I just know it's down off its highs quite a bit. Price below moving average. The S&P below the 200-day moving average. I buy, I accumulate. Or buying on constant, a consistent and constant schedule, dollar cost averaging. That could be your perfect entry, right? It's something you define. It's a condition you define, right? It's rules you have in place. The common thread is, it's definition. It's not perfection. You're not looking for that perfect 10R risk to reward bet. You're looking for, okay, tick, tick, tick. I buy. That's all you're looking for. So look, the verdict. The perfect entry doesn't exist in real time. It's only hindsight. People who wait for undefined levels will forever be waiting. You've got to have criteria. You've got to have a definition. You've got to have something that you deem of value in a good risk to reward bet. And that's it. That is the perfect entry. The perfect entry equals rules. That's it. If you want to know more about this stuff, I do have a free newsletter. Link to that will be in the description. I'll see you in the next one.